We've been discussing this. The U.S. could soon run out of money. That could come as soon as July. That's if Congress doesn't move to raise or suspend the debt limit.
This comes as the White House and Republican lawmakers are still in a standoff over the debt ceiling. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the U.S. hit its $31.4 trillion debt limit on January 19th. According to a new Congressional Budget Office report, the Treasury Department could exhaust the so-called extraordinary measures it's been taking in order to stave off a default sometime between July and September.
Joining us now is CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes. Nancy, always great to see you. You know, these new numbers in the CBO report might, some would argue, compel the White House and Republicans to speed up negotiations over raising the debt ceiling. But we've heard from the White House that President Biden is not interested in negotiating. So what might be the impact of this report?
Right. Actually, I think that you might have lawmakers and the White House thinking that actually they've got a little more time than they initially believed. Perhaps they could drag these negotiations out even longer, because it was a couple of months ago now that the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, warned everyone that she can use these extraordinary measures that she's using for now, but that she will exhaust them in June. Now you've got the CBO, these nonpartisan number crunchers on Capitol Hill essentially saying, well, you got a little more time than that. Perhaps you could stretch it to July, August, or September. And because we know that tricky negotiations like this tend to go down to the wire, what you could now see is instead of negotiations beginning in earnest in May and wrapping up in June, perhaps those negotiations, if they happen at all, may not take place until the summer.
Does that benefit the White House? Does it benefit congressional Republicans?
I don't think it necessarily benefits anyone. Frankly, you know, we've seen these negotiations go wrong when they get down to those final moments where they think they're going to be able to cut a deal, and then one side backs away or says no, and then you go over the edge. And when we've seen that happen, whether it's about government spending or the debt limit, that can trigger really negative consequences for the economy. I think both sides know that, and you're hearing a lot of optimism from Republicans and from the White House that this will get worked out. But at the same time, you're right that the White House has said the president's not going to negotiate over spending cuts in order to raise the debt ceiling. He thinks those two things should be kept separate. We'll see whether they change their views if Republicans remain dug in and we get to the summer months and the Treasury Secretary is warning, hey, we're playing footsie with economic calamity here if the two sides don't come to some kind of an agreement soon.
Footsie with economic calamity. All right, well, that puts it into context.
And Nancy, you know, I want to discuss something that's a bit more immediate. You know, just over a week ago, the U.S. shot down a Chinese surveillance balloon. Since then, other unnamed objects have been taken out of the sky. And I understand we expect President Biden to publicly speak today and possibly address this on camera for the first time. What can you tell us about that?
What I can tell you is that the White House has been very vague about whether those remarks will actually happen today. If so, what time they'll happen, in what form they will come. It's unclear why they don't want to put something definitively on the books, but they do tell us that the president is going to make more remarks, not just about where things stand with the investigation into the Chinese balloon, but also the rationale behind shooting down these three additional objects over the weekend. They say he's going to make those comments sometime before he leaves for Poland. That's on Monday evening. So he could potentially speak today or tomorrow or on Monday. But they've been getting a lot of pressure to have him come out and say something publicly, particularly about these three objects that were shot down this weekend, the rationale behind doing that, and what his criteria will be going forward for when more of these objects pop up on radar, which has been made more sensitive since that initial Chinese balloon traversed the United States. And so we know that there's an interagency process going on right now led by Jake Sullivan to try to come up with those parameters. And it's possible that they'd be waiting until that process is further along before having the president come out and speak to us.
Well, when you have the information, we know you'll bring it to us, and
That's
probably
right.
with a great turn of phrase. Nancy Cordes, thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome.